Well, hello there, folks, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea. And it's lovely to see you all again. And I hope that I find you very well indeed. And thanks for coming over just to check out this wee archive recipe. This is a great lunch idea. I've stuffed these ones with beef, but you can stuff these with all sorts of things. Dip them into soup or some ketchup or any other sauce, and they are good to go. So let me hand you over to me, and I'll catch up with you at the end. As usual, this is everything that I've used here, but I've also got it linked in the description box down below, and I'll put them on the screen as we go. So I've got some potatoes, butter, plain flour, some salt and pepper. I'm using minced beef and also an onion. I've got one egg, and I'm also going to use a beef stock cube, some garlic, and also some onion powder. That's it. So go over to your cooker and you want to get your potatoes on to boil. So we're going to make mashed potato. So get your tatties and chop them up quite small, and they will cook quicker. Cover them up with water, bring them up to the boil. Once they're boiling, I like to add my salt, because if you add your salt at the beginning, it actually takes longer to boil. So I wait until mine are boiling and then I add the salt. And I have tested that and it does work, so try that. Then whilst those are boiling, you can do your minced beef. So a wee knob of butter and some olive oil. The oil will stop the butter burning as quickly, so let that melt down. And then to that I'm going to add my onion and then give that a stir around. You want to let these cook for about 5 minutes, just until they're nice and soft, just like this. And then I'm going to add in my minced beef, or ground beef, whatever you like to call it. You want to break this up so that it's nice and small. You don't want really chunky beef, because this is going to be the filling for your pancakes. So make sure it's nice and squashed down and quite granular looking, but just stir this around, and you want to cook this fully until no pink remains. And this might take you about 10 minutes. This will depend obviously on your own beef and the heat you're using, but make sure it's thoroughly cooked before you move on. And I was happy with this. And the last thing I'm going to do is add in my Beef OXO cube. Use whatever beef bullion you prefer, or you can leave it out completely, but I like the extra flavour. Just makes it a wee bit more rich. Give that a good stir through, and I'm also going to add in some garlic and some onion powder as well. I'm using a teaspoon of each, but I'm only going to add half to this, and I'm going to add the other half to the mashed potato. The same with the salt and pepper. I've actually got a teaspoon of each, but I'm going to use half in this and the other half in the mashed potato. So give that a good stir around as well. And that's your filling done. So just set that to the side. Drain the water from your mashed potato when it's cooked. Add in the other half of your butter, the other half of your garlic and onion, and the other half of your salt and pepper as well. And you just want to give these a good mash down with a hand masher until they are nice and smooth. And this will only take you a minute or so. And I was happy with this, and they're lovely and thick as well. I would normally add butter or cream, but you don't want to do that. You do want this nice and stiff. To this I'm going to add an egg. The temperature, the heat is off, by the way. Turn the heat off. Add your egg and add your flour as well, and you want to stir these around until it's fully combined and that flour is well incorporated into your mashed potato, and you'll have something that looks like this. It's lovely and stiff and really easy to work with. So I'm going to weigh this, because I'm going to divide my mixture into 12. I wanted 12 pancakes, so I weighed my mixture, and then I rolled my mixture into wee balls of around about 120, 121 grams, just to make sure they're all the same size. So pat one of your balls into a flat disc, and then drop some of your mince into the middle. Don't be tempted to overstuff these, because you don't want your mince oozing out. And then you just want to sort of pat that down and shape this back into a circle, and you'll end up with a wee pancake just like this. And I'm going to set these off to the side on a baking tray. Just you obviously make sure they don't stick. You can line that with flour or non-stick baking paper if you think they might stick. So I've just got those sitting to the side, and you will get about 12 or 13 pancakes out of your mixture. Obviously it'll depend on how big you're making these, but as I said, mine were between 120 and 121 grams, and I got 13 out of mine. But I'm just going to do half just to let you see how they go. So go over to your cooker again. You want this this on a medium heat, and to this I'm going to add some vegetable oil, and you want to shallow fry these for about 5 minutes on each side, just until they're nice and golden. Don't have your heat too high because you do want these to cook through in the middle. And then once they're cooked, just transfer them to some paper just to drain and let them cool for a few minutes, because these are absolutely boiling inside, and I just wanted to take a wee bite out of one just to let you see that they are actually really nicely stuffed inside. So do let me know what you thought of that one. It's not that old of a recipe. I think I done those about 1.5 years ago, but there's lots of you who won't have seen that, and it's one of my favourite recipes. Such a cool idea. So thank you all as usual for watching, and a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, and to the channel members here on YouTube, for you all for watching, leaving your lovely comments, those that share the videos and thumbs up the videos, those that have bought me a coffee using the Buy Me a Coffee link, and those that have left a super thanks donation on the channel as well. It's all very much appreciated, and I will catch up with you during the week for another wee video or 3 back here on What's for Tea. Take care. Bye now.